Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob and I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today, we're gonna jump into some Tales from Tech Support. Our first story today comes to us from Slice Double. You are too late, all is done. Get your junk. Let's jump right in. Backstory: I work as an executive systems administrator in a large non-profit organization. I'm pretty much the only IT guy in the whole organization and always pondered why the heck they made me executive. Not important now, but later. Anywho, we got all kinds of business stirring and we buyed this crazy huge recycling center from our city who just wanted to get rid of it. Maybe they just don't want to administrate it anymore. Our director and board instantly drop an offer to buy the recycling business and offer goes through and deal is struck. Yay, more work for me, yada. So deal is done at November 2019 and business will move into our lap at January 2020. I get a call from my director that there's a meeting happening just before Christmas about tech needed there. Okay. Meeting is with our director, office manager, wages and HR, accountant, me, and new manager from that recycling center. We talk about what they got now and what they are going to need. Some workstations, cashier systems, cell phones, tablets, basic stuff. Then, new manager asks about the internet. Well, they got a line from local operator and that line goes away soon. Business will transfer to us in January and we need to have ours there by the end of February. So 2 whole months to do the tech switch. I'm confident that this is pretty easy. I get an amount of stuff we need and drop our order to our tech supplier and ask that all the stuff is delivered straight to the recycling center so I don't have to haul all that stuff from the other side of the city where our main office is. I only wanted the server hardware to my office so I could prep them there before Christmas. And no, they did not recycle new computers and printers I got for them. That would have been hilarious. I have never visited that place and I have no idea about it. I tell this new manager that I want to drop by first thing in January to check the place and need to see the main network drawings. He says that there is no drawings. The recycling center is in some kinda old factory or something, and also there are multiple other businesses there, from small engine repair shops to lunch and restaurant to metal ship and God knows what. Place is huge. There are several hundred rooms there. Place has been under renovations for decades, and whenever someone rents some space from there and wants new walls to be done or old down or whatever, the owner of the building happily complies. So now I have a little concern. January comes and right after my Christmas vacation, I head straight to the recycling center that is now officially ours. And behold, it is huge, just like our manager told me. The customer side is just humongous and the storage area is even bigger. I head to a door that says staff only, as I assume it's the office. It is, and I look for the manager. He thanks me for the new computers that arrived before Christmas and are stored at the office storage and has many notes that these are not for sale or recycling. Yeah, they had incidents where 2 eager employees have sold other employees' personal items like bikes and stuff. Haha, nice place. I took my notebook, a paper one, and a pen and asked for a tour. I want to see the premises, every office, workspace, and scout the LAN sockets first that I can write it all down. Then, I want to see all network cross-sections there is. Well, crap. There is over a dozen cross-sections all over the building. And best part is that the labels make no sense. It's like there's been multiple networks in the past, and that new ones have just been dumped over the old ones. I mean, cable bundles that are thick as a grown man, a literal mess. But I'm lucky, as there is still all the tech that is property of our city. I only need to look at every cross-section cabinet that has city property routers, and then look at the cable labels and refer them to office network sockets. Easy peasy. Takes time, but I should be done in a day or 2. And I was right. There were switches in 4 cabinets only, and all the socket labels matched, so I took photos and write it all down. And then I started to install our stuff. First network, I just put out switches into cabinets along with city property, as there was more than enough space there. Then I routed our switches to the free network sockets at the offices. Next, I called my contact at the local ISP and asked my options about the internet line. He told me that there is already fiber there, so we can either get a line from the ISP or we can contact the landlord who owns the building and use their solution. Apparently, the owner rents fiber connections to the resident businesses there, and it's 100% legal and fine. Well, not rent, but it's included to the rent of the premises. So I take the owner's solution, as it might take too long for the ISP to get the line open. I know that they can be a bit slow sometimes, and I only got time until the end of next month. I want this to be done. So I call the owner of the building and we get an agreement, and I install our router to their main cross-section cabinet that happens to be in the recycle center premises in an hour after calling him. Just superb service. I go to one of the offices, pull my laptop, hook it to the free network socket, and yes, we got internet, and connect to the router and start configuring it. After I'm done, I tell the manager that I'll be back tomorrow and install the new workstations. They all got big desks, so new workstations can be there parallel to the old ones that are going to be taken away soon. So it took 2 days to scout the place, set up a network and new workstations for all. As servers were already prepped, it took less than an hour to get AD up with file and print server, and I was about done. I also set up a Wi-Fi that covers the whole area of the recycling center. All that was left was the cashier systems. That was a little harder, as everybody was almost arguing what they want and what they need. I decided to let them sort it out and contact me when they're done, as long as it's settled before the end of January so we have time to get everything. Also, I got an interesting call from a major computer brand that was supplying our city their tech, and this dude with nasal sound started the convo on the phone like this. Is this OP? I was told that you were to be contacted regarding tech swap at the recycling center. I am soon starting to gather a team of experts to make the swap. I just thought that for a moment in my mind, team of experts to haul 4 switches, 1 router, and 4 workstations away? WTF? Okay, what time frame do you have in mind? Well, the tech is needed to remove there by the end of February, but I'm not sure we can get the team together that soon, so it might go to the end of March. Okay, take your time. Anything else? No, I just wanted to inform this to you. Thank you, be in touch. Now, this was in the first week of January, right after the new year. I already set up our network, installed new workstations, got the servers, and employees are already using their new computers for work. Next week, I disconnect all the property of computer brand stuff and pile them into office storage to free some space for the workers. They don't need to have workstations on their desks anyway. So January goes by, it's now February, hell is frozen, it's so cold here. We're talking about minus 30 degrees Celsius. My car is like, laugh out loud, nope, every morning. And I'm so tired all the time, as I haven't seen the sun for a few months now. I go to the office and call up a meeting regarding the cashier systems at the recycling center. Well, of course, they have only been arguing about it and did not come up with a conclusion. So I take the control and say, yeah, you get iZettle for now. We have to put up something, and we use iZettle here at our cafeteria and restaurant, and it should bend to your needs. There's a few objections from recycle center cashiers, but I keep my stand behind this. I order a couple of full sets of iZettle stuff, iPads, stands for iPads, card readers, receipt printers, etc. I make the needed accounts, and we go through the items they need in there. Took a week, done. Now I disconnect the old cashier machines, card readers, etc. and put them to another pile to the office storage. All goes fine, and then it's business as usual. February goes by and we are in late March when I get the call. Hi, my team is ready for the swap. Is next week okay for you? We should arrive on site about 9 in the morning Monday. Sure thing, see you on Monday. Okay then, bye. I head to the recycling center on Monday, park my car and go inside. I check the old junk is still at the office storage and no one has sold them off to the recycling where stuff will be torn into pieces and then sorted by materials. Nope, all there. Clock is almost 10 when the experts arrive. Holy crap. I know that a team of experts is pretty overkill to get a few old computers and network switches, but a dozen guys, half of them in suits. I meet them up at the lobby. They look around and ask me, where can we find OP? I can hear the nasal sound from his voice. This is the same guy I talked to on the phone. I say, I'm OP. Okay, they look at me, but then shrug their shoulders. I would like to point out that I was nerdy looking fellow back in my days with a short, clean haircut, hoodies, and blue jeans, and beige chinos, and skate shoes. Now, I got my golden long hair that reaches my shoulders, a beard, I wear mostly skinny black jeans, and in winter, also old black combat boots that have seen better days. I have my leather biker jacket, and under it thick wool shirt, black one that has text Doom written in white on it. So I don't look like your average executive systems administrator. So they say, we thought there would be a professional here to meet us. I tell them, yeah, I'm professional, believe me. This way, gents. I take them to the office storage and point to the 2 piles of junk. Not literal piles, all were neatly put in place as we didn't want to break them. There's your stuff, you are welcome. Do you need a card or something? The suits and their entourage, the tech experts possibly, went silent for a moment. What is this? We were supposed to make a tech swap, and we're here to map and plan to process. Why is our stuff here? The guy in suit asks. Well, we had to get our systems operational before the end of February, you know. Then City finally shuts down the internet here, and also shuts down the AD and everything. So I put our stuff operational at the start of January. Why wait? So here we are now at the end of March. Is February before or after March? I'll give you a hint. Look to the floor where your stuff is. This is completely unprofessional. You had no authority to disconnect and remove our stuff. I will report this to your supervisor. Where is your manager? Suit rants. I had every given right, by the way. I'm like, laugh out loud, did he just say that? Yeah, my manager would be Executive Director Manly name. No, I mean your manager, not the head honcho. Yeah, that would be the head honcho, Director Manly name. He looks at me in disbelief. Oh, these corporate guys. No wonder Johnny Silverhand hates them. And you are, he mumbles. I'm another Manly name, Executive Systems Administrator here. You know what is truly unprofessional, I ask. Dude is still pissed. I can see that from his face. Rest of his bunch are silent and just stare at the stuff on the floor. It's very unprofessional to spend almost 3 months to gather a team of experts to haul a couple of computers. Also take note that all of this stuff was supposed to be out of here a month ago. Tech swap was supposed to be done a month ago. I'm sorry, that is not unprofessional. It's just incompetent. There are carts you can borrow at the lobby. Have a nice day. And I left back to my office. Funny thing, I never heard of them again. No complaints, nothing. Weird, right? As was mentioned in the comments down below, I think the tactic that was put into play here was they were going to try and gather a large team, drag things out, and then assist you with the new install and send you a massive bill in the process. You did the right thing by just directing them to the pile of their crap and getting out of the way. Do me a quick favor, have a look down below the video. If that subscribe button's still red, it means you're not actually subscribed to the KCC channel. Please hit that subscribe button for more daily Reddit stories. Our next story today comes to us from This Is Sandwich. Oh, that's been broken ever since we got it. Let's jump right in. First, some background. I work in a research and development laboratory as a team of 2 where we use a number of different specialized pieces of equipment, including data acquisition systems, high-speed cameras, electric pulse and function generators, and temperature chambers. Our IT people don't support this equipment, so if something goes down, we're on our own. I've quickly learned the value of RTFM. We have a sister site that does mostly production work. Their test department does real simple stuff with a smaller range of equipment following well-established procedures, although some steps are unwritten. As such, the tech in that department has generally not needed to be technically savvy, and so the man who was in that position, we'll call him Jim for no particular reason, put little to no effort to actually understand the equipment he was using. Jim's 2 solutions to problems were either to give up and ignore it, or call us if it was something he couldn't ignore. This meant our sister site accumulated a lot of broken equipment. To be fair to Jim, a decent amount was actually broken, as we have come to expect given we're testing explosives, but there were times when things just needed a little bit of TLC or buttons pressed in the right order. Jim recently retired, and his replacement, Mark, got the bare minimum in terms of training from Jim, and now Mark has basically been thrown into the deep end. Fortunately, Mark seems to be up to the task, and at the very least, was shown the things that only exist as tribal knowledge rather than being written down and documented. A few weeks ago, I was at our sister site to do some testing we couldn't do at my home site. Mark is helping out as a training opportunity, and his own testing is dead in the water because the guy he's been working with, who has the special license we need to do the testing, is in vacation, and Mark doesn't have one yet. Well, good news. I have this special license, and it looks like my testing is going to finish early. let's prep the test samples and get Mark moving on his stuff because it's holding up production. It's also a good opportunity for me to see what they actually do for testing here since I never seen it and their written procedure sucks. Prep involves conditioning some samples at an elevated temperature, easy enough as both sites have a couple of temperature chambers for this. We go where they keep these chambers, the big one's already in use on something. Then the following paraphrased conversation happens. Oh, I guess we can't test. What? Why? Someone else is using the oven. Points to the other chamber sitting dormant. What about this one? Starts punching in our target temperature of 250 Fahrenheit. Oh, that? It's been broken ever since we got it. Broken how? Suspicious that a $10,000 plus piece of equipment has never worked. It won't stay at temp. Taking a closer look, looks like it's throwing an alarm. Yeah, Jim couldn't figure out how to stop it, so he just silenced it. Tapping buttons on the limit control panel. Do you guys have the manual? I don't think so. Alright, let's find one. And we're off to Google. A few minutes and a manual is printing. I send Mark to grab it while I go back to the oven to see if I can figure out what the issue is. This chamber being new, its control panel and limit control panel are different from what we've got at my home site. Fumbling through the menu, I figure out the alarm is for a limit being exceeded, and therefore power to the heating element is cut off. I fumble my way to see the limits are set to 300 and -10. Okay, even if that was in Celsius, we should be well within that. WTF. Mark comes in with the manual. As I'm rifling through, I realize this manual is for a temperature controller with the same model number and not a limiter. Back to Google, model number limit goes into the search bar. Bingo. I do a quick skim to make sure I have the right thing before I print off another 100-page document. Then, I come to a realization. I sit up and look at the wall in the direction the chamber is in. I think I figured it out. Mark and I head over and I start tapping away at a panel. Yep, someone, Jim, mixed up the low and high end limits so the chamber would throw alarms and not work if the temperature was between -10 Fahrenheit and 300 Fahrenheit, which it always would be. 30 seconds later, we had a second fully functional temperature chamber and testing could continue. I then proceeded to watch in horror as I find out this test the company has been doing for decades is unreliable, a bit unsafe, incredibly unscientific, and takes longer than it has any right to. But that's a tale for a different subreddit, probably. It's kinda scary thinking that a lot of the big systems in important places, like hospitals and whatnot, use equipment that could be serviced by people like this. This story does remind me though, when somebody asks you a question and you don't know the answer, but you know it's a simple answer, hey, let me Google that for you. So we're starting to ramp up the KCC Discord, so if you're not a member there yet, click the link in the description down below. It's completely free, you can come over and say hi to me, I'm in there every day, along with a bunch of members of the KCC community. It's a great quiet spot where we can talk about the KCC stories or anything else that's going on in our lives. I look forward to seeing you there, link at the top of the description down below. Check out both OPs, also linked in the description down below. I thank you for watching, hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.